My video for October 25th, 2018, video number 2886, is entitled Winston Shrout Sent to Jail for 10 Years. I get notices from Operation Disclosure every day. This one shocked me. Quote, a federal judge Monday sent tax dodger Winston Shrout, a prominent sovereign citizen with an international following, to prison for 10 years for issuing fake financial documents to banks and the U.S. Treasury and failing to file tax returns from 2009 to 2014. You're 70 years old. This may well be a life sentence, U.S. District Judge Robert E. Jones said. I'm well aware of that. The sentence was half the 20-year term that a prosecutor sought, but far more severe than the probation that Shrout's defense lawyer urged. End quote. Wow. I've listened to him many times and admired him. He's been on the Goldfish Report with Louisa many times. Yes, that's the same one that had the Red Dragon ambassador and BenjaminFulford on earlier this month that I talked about in my video for October 13th. If they can get away with this, are the changes reported on Operation Disclosure ever going to actually happen in favor of humanity? Federal income tax is fraud, and Donald Trump is very much connected to the international banking scam of these Illuminati criminals. It's very troubling when truth tellers are punished by liars in fake courts of justice. So sad. I had another topic actually prepared for this video prior to reading Operation Disclosure. So it's not today's, it's yesterday's when I'm recording this. And of course, this is the video for tomorrow because I always record them a day ahead of time at least. That's been my practice for a good while now. But this just totally shocked me. He's a regular on with Louisa on the Goldfish Report. He's one of the regular people. He's on probably at least every other week, if not more often than that. So to hear that he's going to jail for 10 years and he's a little bit younger than me, 70 years old. I just turned 72. And, you know, while I'd like to live 9 more years at least, he's got a 10-year sentence. He probably won't be alive if he indeed has to serve that whole 10 years. He will not live to see the end of that sentence. And as I see it, all of these attorneys that are acting as judges and passing sentences, they are the ones that need to be put behind bars. All of them, unless they repent, of course. If they repent and come clean and start operating under natural law, under common law, not admiralty law. Admiralty law is a fake system that was employed. It's supposed to operate on the sea, not on land. It has no jurisdiction on land. And yet all of our federal courts, all of our state courts, all of our county courts, all of our local courts even, the whole court system in the United States is operating under maritime law. That's illegal, unlawful, unconstitutional. It should not be happening. And yet it's been happening since Abraham Lincoln was president. And they have totally infiltrated the system step by step by step, instituting the fake courts, after Lincoln was president, they started putting their foot in the door. And then, of course, in 1913, when the Federal Reserve took over, and then under Roosevelt, they took more steps, and under Nixon, they took more steps. And they've been escalating their control grid for a long time. And this leaves, and they call it sovereign citizen. We're not citizens, we're human beings. Citizen means we're part of their system. I'm not part of that system. I don't want to be part of it. It's a scam, it's fraud, it's treats human beings without dignity, although it cloaks itself as if it's dignified, but it's not. It's fraud, folks. And as I've said in recent videos and other videos, there are many attorneys that don't understand that they're part of the fraud system. I have a friend that's an attorney. And I don't think she's even aware, although I've probably made comments to her from time to time. I don't think that most attorneys are aware that they're part of a system of fraud because it's just the way it is. But it's not the way it should be. That's the point. The United States was founded under principles of human decency and natural rights. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That means the rights you can't take away from them. But we have been being robbed of our rights by the courts and by the politicians and by the international bankers for a very long time. These are the worst criminals in the entire world. And anybody that's aligned with them is part of a criminal syndicate. And people don't like it when I say God needs to bring that down. Now, how can God do that? It's by empowering people. Whatever that means. I would like to be empowered so that I wouldn't have hanging over my head threat of my freedom being taken away, threat of just being incarcerated in some prison where they feed you bad food and they make you drink bad water. And I mean, I try to live healthy. I want to live. I don't want to die, but I want to see the changes that I believed God was going to bring about, the kingdom of heaven on earth. I believed that since I was a little boy. And I don't care if Aristo or anybody else disagrees with it. I don't care who disagrees with it. That's my vision. And that's what my life is about. That's what my videos are about. And people don't want to watch them. And I think YouTube and Facebook are not playing fair. And I think that some way they're limiting the amount of views that I get. The viewership keeps dropping in most instances on my videos. It used to be that I never got below 200. Now I get below 200 regularly. And of course, there was one that I had under 100. Which is ridiculous. I mean, I used to consistently get 1,000 or more, consistently. So it bothers, these things bother me. Should they? Well, what can I do? I'm human. I'm a human being, and I have not been empowered. I have not been enriched. I have not been a recipient of the promises. And yes, I still wait for the kingdom of heaven to manifest on earth, not in some other dimension, not in some other reality, but right here on planet earth, here in the 21st century, to actually come in to manifestation so that we can all be free at last. Thank you folks for listening, and namaste.